Again, and welcome back to most of you. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and that is, yes, you see it, only a 10 by 10 inch canvas. And I had a lesson the other day. I gave a lesson, and I created, yeah, I see a flaw in there. I'm going to use it anyway. I created a pan of colors and or poured on some colors into a container and made a scape. A scape being what I call a landscape. And I'm just going to try, I think I actually put them on directly with the squeeze bottles, but I'd kind of like to use this cute little container Vanessa gave me when she was down from the lesson from Ontario. So if I had checked all my bottles, I thought, but I'm not finding that that's true right at the moment, so I'm just going to squeeze that in as hard as I can and then put it to the side where I can unplug that sucker in a minute. Alright, so I don't know how far to go. I'm not used to doing 10 by 10s, but the whole plan in my mind is to create an environment for trees, because that scape in particular I put trees into, and they were a lot of fun. And I want to graduate to a bigger scape where I use balloon rolls to make treetops, and I think that would be really fun. But I'm not quite there yet. This is an Anita's metallic black that comes out very gray, and I like to use it as a substitute for other things. I think I'm going to have a little more of that copper. And I don't seem to have a ton of paint in there. Kind of wish I had. You know what? I'm just going to pour that right in there. That is probably more paint than I need. Thank you, I did not spill it. Very happy about that. I just unplugged my tip to the best of my ability quickly over here while you watch those colors, because I'm making you. Alright, so I don't need to worry about that. I want to put a sky in, and in order to do this pink horizon that I have in mind, I'm going to start in the center and probably use some other colors above. And I'm going to swipe them for the most part. And I have some paler purple, and I want to use it, and it is right there. Cool. I actually wanted to do a navy blue sky at the top, but I'm guessing that that's probably not a great idea. And if I do it with the Prussian blue, I'm going to have an issue, because the Prussian blue sells with everything. So I'm going to spread my white, just a nice little layer of white right at the top to make the canvas moist. And then I'm probably going to dip into my center after I knock off as much paint as I can, and that thing that does not belong. I'm out here where they mow the lawns, and stuff travels through the air. So I'm just dipping my spatula right in there and dipping it over. And I'm not even sure the colors I used will be, conducive to the land colors, the mountain colors I've got on the bottom. But I love the colors I've got. And I don't love those things that keep getting in there, but like I said, I'm in lawn mowing land. I'm outdoors in the backyard. I don't mind the white. I also don't mind schmutzing it up a little. I am going to tap my schmutzy spatula across my top. I might even grab a little more paint for up there. And just hit it. I'm not trying to do anything specific. I'm just going to allow nature to take its course, more or less, and use whatever's left on my spatula to go over the edges. I like that I've got some really cute little cells popping. I don't know what's going on on this side, but it doesn't matter, because I'm just going to keep pulling paint across until I get something I like. Like I said, this is supposed to be for trees. Now often I find that at the edges of my canvas, when I'm doing these scapes, the paint recedes a little bit. So that's something to be conscious of. Boy, I'm glad you're home. I was wondering where you were. I am recording. Hubby's back. I was a little nervous, to say the least. Anyway, so now we have colors, and I am going to, what am I going to do? I am going to put a little more gold in there. I don't know why. Because, because I'm stalling. That's because. And, here goes nothing. So I'm gonna, oh boy. I'm going to start with a nice strip. and see where it takes me, over and back and down. And it's sort of like moving a ring pour in as much as you kind of center your paint. I saved back half my paint because I'm going to want to put another layer in on top of this one, just in case I'm not super duper thrilled with what I get the first time out. And I am going to shuffle that right up off the bottom. Where did I put the paint? There we go. So I'm going to use some more of this. Right over here to make it different. I'm going to save back some of that in case I need a little bit to touch my edges up. So I've got some really cool stripes. And I'm going to let all that roll down again. And probably bring it back up also. But right now, I see I have a drip from my sky. I'm going to shuffle that off. I'm going to risk putting a fingerprint in the side of my canvas. I'm not going to, excuse me, I'm not going to let any of that paint become part of my sky this time. So right now, I'm just going to take whatever I can get off my edge catcher with my little Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, available on the Amazon link, mine, under Show More under the video. If you're interested, there's lots of cool stuff on that list. And it is Christmas, coming right up here. Not sure what time of year it will actually be when most people watch this, but right now for us, it's Christmas. So I kind of want to take, I'm going to wipe off my spatula, which is something I don't do that often, unless I use my wet rag, which is only damp, by the way, and cotton. I'm going to use that on the edge, and that on the other edge. And then I'm going to just go to town, attempting to let all that interesting stuff become even more interesting. Because I know I can take whatever I've got on my edge catcher that's coming off right now as I tilt it downwards. Oh, we've got an interesting configuration of land forming. Kind of sounds like I might be above my station right now. I'm going to wipe off that spatula again and use some of my paint to fill in my edge right here. Because I can, the name of my book on the Amazon link, at least volume 1, contemplating, I'm up to 40 out of 100, which isn't really very much. I'm going to take what I've got here and put it right in along that top edge, that horizon line, because I like it. It looks neat, and it's going to make a completely different area. I can also take it right off my finger, but I could also put some other colors in there right now if I wanted to. I'm not going to worry about that little spot yet. I am going to put some of my favorite green gold right in those areas to fill them in, because I can. And then I have a choice to either tap my spatula in, which actually works fairly well for hurting some paint. We haven't put any mountains in or anything yet. And I'm going to wipe that off a little bit so I don't have as much danger of, sorry about my head, interrupting the sky, which I am in a little danger of. I'm just going to nudge. I'm nudging paint just very gently to fill in there. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I actually want to steal some paint right over here on this edge. And I'm going to take the dull end of a bamboo skewer, because that paint is heavy right here. And I'm just sort of going to tap into that sky area and attempt to cover it. I'm also going to steal some of this paint right here and just gently, I mean very gently, let the paint adhere to the paint that's there already. So there's my oddly colored little scape that I would like to make sure has all my edges covered before I add anything else or even contemplate trees. Now I could wait till this dries and do it tomorrow. Oh, I like that. And you can definitely blow into these and change up the configuration of your colors quite nicely. Like I said, this is only a 10 by 10 inch canvas, so, you know, for you guys who are chicken, like I was for the longest time before I decided to start doing this, smaller might be better to start with. I'll just show that to you. And I'll wipe off my skewer. I'm making a very colorful shirt as we speak. And I can tip that. The question is, do I really want to? And I kind of like those hills. I really like this. Yeah, I like a lot of things about this. I think it might be a good time to use good judgment. I've got some things that don't necessarily look like they belong on that edge, but it's nothing that a skewer can't fix. So, I'm sorry, I'm going to need to look at this toward me while I decide if and where trees go. I'm also going to take that out of there. I don't know what this black thing is, but it's really cool. I like it a lot. So, I've got neat land colors, and I kind of want to put a few more of them. I'm going to use my spatula. I'm going to use my spatula and put those colors right in there, because I can. I don't really need a reason. Oh, now I just added a river. Well, it's flowing, it's a stream because it's flowing downhill. Alright, I really want to torch really quickly before I do anything else, and I can do that while you guys watch. Well, I've got a lot of that schmutzy paint up at the top there. And I kind of think, before things get any drier, that I might want to just meld that in with some other things. Alright, where was I? I was about to torch. I don't use any silicone in my artwork anymore. Actually, someday I might use it in my artwork, but I don't use it in my paint mixes. And all my paint mixes are pre-mixed. But I do pop cells because of my paint pouring recipe, which is under the video, under Show More. They're not necessarily colors I would automatically think of as going together, but colors in nature aren't automatically things you always think will go together either, so I'm willing to take a chance on stuff like that. I'm just going to let that little bit of white I put up there fall down over the edge. Hopefully my fingers aren't too schmutzy. Now it's time for me to decide if I'm going to use another container to make some trees. And I'm thinking that I would like to take some green and some of this other color mixture. Really, that was not what I had in mind right there at all. Well, I got UFOs. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Hopefully it... Well, you know what? I've got paint on my spatula and it looks like it might be willing to help us out. We just got some new purple clouds, that's all. Keep my skewers from whacking me. I've got some really nice pink paint up there. I think all of that glop is going right up across the top. And I'll take a chance. I like a palette knife sky. I like palette knife landscapes. I don't do them. I like them by other people. I know I just torched and that's going to make it different. But clouds don't necessarily look smooth. So now we've got a really interesting sky, except for that horizontal, vertical line. I used to always get that wrong. It took me years to figure out the difference between horizontal and vertical. Yeah, I know. Alright, I kind of don't mind that. I don't like it as much as I liked it before I dropped little things in there, but I think I'm going to give myself an opportunity to grab my number 2 small spatula and steal a little paint. And it occurs to me the color I want is not here. Hang on. There we go. I like this metallic green. I don't think it matters who makes it. It didn't shake up very well. And I'm going to find a fat skewer. And I'm going to add very insignificant trees to the landscape. And I might fix their bottoms afterwards. So just a little dollop on your skewer. I want a shorter thing than my my spatula for my trunks. So I'm going to find something else to put paint into right now, please. That's not it. There we go. I got it. So I got this weird little tool. I don't think it would matter what you use. That's too fat. I'm going to go from the bottom up. Oh boy, that's a lot of paint. Just the most insignificant amount of paint possible. That was not it. Let's see if I can fix that. Maybe I can, and maybe I can't. Usually I can. Maybe I can fix that just by adding a little more paint to my tree area. I think I want some more of this green gold in there by far. And I think I need another tree. Maybe I'll just make a little forest. Because I can. Just dropping a little drop and pulling it up. Alright, I got 2 minutes to tell you guys everything that I'm going to tell you. And I've got a list, and I might even actually get through reading it while I work, if I try. I do sell my artwork. Where's my black? I'm going to try the pointed end of this skewer. Just seems like it might be a better solution. And maybe it is, and maybe it's not. I'm going to tap it off next time. Kind of think maybe I would have used purple another time, but I've got little trees and they're cute and I'm okay with them, so I'll show them to you. I will if I decide I want that. If you need to move paint, by the way, you can always just roll a skewer and drag a skewer, etc. Pull a skewer. So all my little tree trunks got fatter. So let me just read this off while you guys stare at that for a minute. Hopefully that's all right. I have Pinterest and Instagram and Twitter links at the bottom of the description under the video should you want to find them. I have the paint pouring recipe, which I mentioned under the video. You can enter a monthly drawing if you want to be a contributor of $10 or more to keep the studio rolling, and you can find the video that shares the prizes, the potential prizes, on the end screens in the last 20 seconds of every video, and this one, and others. I'm just going to pull those down. So I've got a little forest, and I might put another few trees in after you're gone. Under the video also, you're going to find clothing. That's my Teespring. Those are my designs, and if you click on any one of those, you're going to find all kinds of cool stuff, including lots of my leggings, which are fantastic. And all over print t-shirts and pillows and tapestries and blankets and things like that there. If you look, it's not that easy to navigate there. Which reminds me, if you want to go to Facebook and you're looking to buy stuff for Christmas, you check the Shop Now button on my Expressionist Art Gallery totes, Expressionist Art Studio totes and more, or Expressionist Art Studio. Both have Shop Now buttons. If you're looking for a Facebook group and you're a student, Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group has quite a few members, and we share information freely. And you can post videos there, or you can find videos that other people have posted there explaining things other than just mine. Mine are there usually every night. I have a book I mentioned. We're trying to come out with a second volume for Christmas. It's called Because I Can. I don't know what the second one's going to be called. Look for my channel playlists on my channel. Clicking my face will take you to my channel, and if you look for the created playlists, click it, and then click created playlists again, you will get to navigate to 9 lists of 100 and genres. If you don't get your notifications, check that they're turned on. They get turned off. If you subscribed and you're not getting notifications, check your subscription. It gets turned off too. I don't know why it happens. Hey, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been keeping me painting all this time. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And you keep my morale up. Well, times are weird at YouTube, and I don't think times will ever not be weird at YouTube. So thank you very much for being so kind to me and making me feel so welcome here. Well, you